All right, live TV, folks. Here we go. Breaking news again. This is the plane right here. We can confirm this is the plane. We know that this is the airline that has been chartered by the U.S. government to take the passengers coming from Wuhan, China, Eppley Air. It's a cargo plane they've actually been in. They have some accommodations in there, but this has been a long flight for them. Not only did they come from China, they then had to go to California, then Texas. They have been screened every step along the way. We have live team coverage of their arrival, about 70 passengers that will spend 2 weeks here at Camp Ashland in Nebraska. You're watching this plane touch down now. If we can, let's go to live to reporter John Kipper, who can talk about what happens next. They do have a little bit of time that they will be spending here before they go to Camp Ashland. John?
Yeah, Jenny, you are getting a look right now at all the personnel, officials, medical team that are just standing by getting ready for the plane to officially stop right around in this part of the airport. And as you mentioned, they're going to go down those stairs. I don't know if they're going to get on those buses that are situated over there. If there's another way that they can taxi over into the building that's just off over to the right of what you're seeing right now. And then from there, it's going to be a few hours. They're going to be in that building getting medical attention. Medical personnel is just essentially going to make sure that they don't have any type of respiratory illness. It's not like they're going to diagnose them with coronavirus at that site, but they will essentially just tell if they have respiratory problems. If they do, there's ambulances on site, special ambulances, I will say, that are specifically tasked for dealing with infectious diseases. They will take them over to Nebraska Medicine, University of Nebraska Medical Center, where they will be further screened and determine where to go from there. But for the most part, the people that do not have any symptoms, and it is very likely that none of them have symptoms, they will get on those buses and head over to Camp Ashland, which is about 25 miles away from Omaha, where they'll spend about 2 weeks over there. And I know Ruta Olsen-Ida can get into a little bit more on what they'll be dealing with, but it's just kind of waiting right now for the officially to see that plane. There is, as you can just tell, a team of people ready to go, and we're just ready to see some people anytime it should be stopping.
All right, John, thanks so much. Yeah, this is a bit of a coordinated scene here. A lot of agencies taking part. They actually went through a run-through yesterday to make sure that they have everything they need. That's why you're seeing those ambulances in case they need to use those. That's why all the buses are in place. Nebraska State Patrol is there to escort them along the way. And this plane is then going to be coming up through right there. You see the steps in place as the passengers get out. We have not been told who is on this plane. We know about 70 people. We have seen video of them getting off in other places, and we know they really run the age range. There are children on this plane. There are families. We've been told those families will not be broken up when they're in quarantine. They'll be able to be together. Let's go now to reporter Ruta Olsen-Ida, who is live at Camp Ashland. Again, the next step of where they will go. Ruta.
Yeah, Jenny, so not too much going on here at Camp Ashland just yet, although I did see a fleet of cars coming in to what I can assume are just officials preparing for the passengers to come here from Eppley. Again, they will be bussed down here after their screening process, which will take a couple hours. Once they do arrive here, they will then head to their separate rooms. They'll be away from the general public. Like you said, Jenny, families will stay together. The rooms really will just kind of be like hotel rooms. They'll have TV, they'll have Wi-Fi, they'll have all the necessities they usually get on their own, but they will just have to make sure that they're under quarantine to be observed for any coronavirus symptoms. And like we mentioned earlier, it's important to mention that most of these people coming in are probably healthy. They've been screened in Texas at their layover. They've been screened in California. They are now going to go under screening processes at Eppley. So once they arrive here, it's really just a matter of making sure no symptoms are then shown by any of the people here, the young, the old. That will take, of course, like we mentioned before, 2 weeks. They'll be here for 14 days at this Camp Ashland, and everyone's preparing, everyone's getting ready for the buses to come in. We'll have more when they do. Back to you, Jenny.
All right, Ruta, thanks so much. You know, Ruta mentioned, we've all been mentioning that these folks are healthy, but we read your comments on Facebook, and I know a lot of you are wondering, how do they know they're healthy? They have been screening them every step of the way, and they are checking to see if they show any symptoms. Why Nebraska? A lot of people have asked. Well, officials have said we're in a unique position. We have all the facilities here to take care of people. So if anyone does get sick or show symptoms of coronavirus, they will be taken to the biocontainment unit at Nebraska Medicine. You'll remember that's the place they used years ago when we had patients coming in with Ebola. So this is something they are used to dealing with if they need to take care of any patients for this. But again, the folks coming here just need to wait out that 14-day period. 14 days, they believe, once they have those people for 14 days and they don't show any signs that they are healthy. The reason they are taking these precautions is because they likely were either in Wuhan, China, or came in contact with people who were in that area. And as we know, that is where this virus has seen that outbreak. Let's go now to reporter John Kipper, who is also at Eppley Airfield. John?
Yeah, Jenny, plane has officially stopped completely, and now vehicles are moving over. The vehicles with stairs that are going to allow the passengers to get off the plane are hovering over that vehicle right now, that big cargo plane, in order to let the passengers out, and then they will be able to get into a bus or some type of taxi in order to get into the building. So everyone was kind of situated in one spot. The plane dropped down, stopped in a slightly different location. And so everybody kind of moving on over there, as you can tell right now with the lights, police vehicles. I do see one of the two buses start to move over in that direction now. So it does now, both of the buses have started to move over. So everything beginning to hover over that airplane that you can see. And I told from another shot that we are not at that you're going to have a little bit better view of the passengers that will be getting off the plane. Not exactly sure when that's going to be taking place yet, but yeah, right now, Jenny, everybody's starting to move over to the plane as can't imagine before too long passengers start to get off.
All right, John, thanks so much. There have been several planes that have come from Wuhan to America for quarantine. So a lot of the people on these planes are diplomats, people from America who were in China. And I was speaking to a man today via email. He is quarantined in California. He said he couldn't thank the State Department enough, that his accommodations have been great. Everything on the plane went like clockwork. So he actually said it's been an okay experience. As we said, it's like a hotel room. Or we've seen pictures, I'd say it's like a dorm room that they'll be staying in. But they'll have Wi-Fi, they'll have cable access, they'll have gym equipment. So they are making sure they'll have all they need, and so that they will be taken care of that way. And we are waiting. It looks like the door did just open, or someone is now standing above there. So they will be taking the people from the plane then to get screened and then go on to Camp Ashland. And you are watching. This is happening. Some people were wondering, where are they going at Eppley? John was talking about this, but this is actually in a parking lot away from where you and I fly into Eppley Airfield. So this is not anywhere near those regular passengers. They're not going into the terminal. They will not be dealing with anyone who's going on vacation or work travel. They are far away from the general public. Again, this is all coordinated to make sure that they are not interacting with people who are not ready. Look at this door right here, though. This is an image of the coronavirus outbreak right here. You can see someone there with the full garb on. Of course, this would probably be someone who was either part of the flight crew or maybe there to help. So they are taking every precaution to make sure they are not spreading coronavirus. But again, the people on board this plane are considered healthy at this point and will be screened. But it definitely is an image to show what goes on to make sure that they are maintaining and containing this outbreak, which has become a worldwide situation. We know that in the U.S. there have been 12 cases of coronavirus. That's according to the CDC. And there are many more, over 100, that they actually are testing and checking, and that they are updating us on every single day. Now, worldwide, there have been hundreds who have died from this coronavirus. So it's something they are making sure they are containing as much as possible. Let's go back to John Kipper.
Yeah, Jenny, right now, the buses are parked right in front of the airplane, and as you mentioned, the doors are open, and so everybody said for the people to get down away from the airplane and into the buses. And so, yeah, they are going down right now as we speak. They're going to be going into those buses, and it's a very short drive over to the building that just sequestered probably, a tenth of a mile away from where the plane is. And they'll go into that building for a series of a couple of hours, go through the medical evaluations to ensure that they are still healthy before they go over to Camp Ashland. And so, yeah, right now we are just seeing them go down from the plane into the buses before that process takes place.
And we are watching right now as the door is open. I can tell you that when I've seen images from these quarantine flights, people have shot videos from inside them. It's social media. They're posting them online. And I have seen where people are not wearing the full, we'll call them hazmat suits. So these might be workers who are helping out and taking part here. I don't know that these are actually the passengers. It looks like they're kind of coordinating the situation at this point. So by the numbers, again, we have about 70 passengers. They will be here, then they will be checked, and then they will go to Camp Ashland. Camp Ashland is about 30 miles away, and that is where they will be for about 14 days. We do not know. We know they have been screened along the way. We do not know what the final passenger count is or how it all worked with the number of people who came in from flights yesterday. There were some that were then people who also went to Texas. So how many people went there compared to how many people are here now. But you're watching this all unfold live here on KMTV 3 News Now. Again, this is a live look from Eppley Airfield. This is a Kalitta airplane. It's a huge 747 cargo plane, and this is how they have been getting people out of Wuhan, China, who want to come back to America. And we want to go right now. We have a soundbite with someone talking about the coronavirus.
Even as we endeavor to answer these important questions, our assessment of the immediate risk to the American public from the virus remains the same as last week. Although the virus represents a potentially very serious public health threat, and we expect to continue seeing more cases here, the immediate risk to the American public is low at this time.
So that was the Secretary of Health and Human Services talking about the impact or the threat of the coronavirus on the general public, and again saying it is very low at this point. 12 Americans right now it has been confirmed that they have coronavirus, but again, no one on this plane at this time. Let's go to reporter Ruta Olsenida, who's going to talk a little bit about what they will see when they land at Camp Ashland. Ruta.
Yep, so Camp Ashland isn't seeing too much action just yet. I'm sure the scene at Eppley Airfield is a little more active. All I've seen here are just reporters camped out waiting for the buses to arrive. Also, officials have entered the gates of Camp Ashland. I'm sure they're just preparing for all the people that are about to arrive, who I'm sure are exhausted from their travel from China to here, Omaha. Now, when they do arrive, they will be separated into their rooms, like I said before, away from the general public. So people really don't have anything to worry about in Ashland or the local area. It's also important to note that these people are probably completely healthy. They haven't shown symptoms just yet, but they will be screened to make sure that they are healthy. Once they are screened, they will then arrive here via buses. The families will be on their own separate sides, as the other people will be in their own rooms. Again, the rooms will have Wi-Fi and TV, and like you said before, Jenny, your friend who's being quarantined in California, it seems like people are happy about the fact that everyone's staying safe. They're happy that they're making sure that they're quarantined and making sure that they don't show any symptoms, and the general public doesn't want to see the number of coronavirus cases, go up. So it is a win-win situation. I'm sure the scene at Eppley is active now. Once those people are ready to load the buses, we'll make sure to update you from the scene here at Camp Ashland. Jenny, back to you.
All right, Ruta, thanks so much. Yeah, we have several live shots out at the airport right now. This is the plane, the 747, that just landed a few minutes ago. And as they are getting ready to take these passengers after they're screened to Camp Ashland. So they have had a lot of travel behind them. They left from Wuhan, China, then they went to California, then Texas, and then here. I'm sure they are quite jet-lagged right now. They will go through more screening, and then they will have that quarantine period. It's about a 14-day quarantine. They say at least 14 days, of course, because if they show any symptoms, they then will have to be tested and then go to Nebraska Medicine to get checked out there. We should note coronavirus is something that health officials are actively working on, trying to figure out a vaccine, a treatment for coronavirus. But at this point, there is none. So that is something that's being worked on, too. We know a Lincoln company is taking part in that effort. Let's just watch in on your screen a little bit. You're looking at a few different live shots. These are all different angles from Eppley Airfield.
What a shot.
And we've been watching this shot along with you. I can tell you that some people on the ground there, they even have the masks on and gloves on as they are dealing even with the luggage and things. We know they're taking luggage off. It looks like right here they are taking a small child off the plane, a couple small children off the plane. So I'm sure they will be happy to be on the ground right here. It looks like a few. We're now up to 3 or 4 small children off this plane right here. Camp Ashland did say that not only will they have exercise equipment, but they will have playrooms available for these families. And families will not be broken apart in these quarantine rooms. They'll make sure to keep people together. So these people will obviously be leaning on each other. I don't want to make a connection by any means by giving you this information, but I can tell you I talked to Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds' office and Terry Branstad, who is the ambassador to China. He is staying over there, and they weren't sure about his wife, but his daughter, son-in-law, and young children will be coming back. They've been living in China with their family, and they'll be coming back. Either they're on this plane or one of the other evacuated planes. So we do know that there are families who are diplomats or connected to diplomats from America in China who are finding ways to come back as this outbreak intensifies, really, in China. That is going to do it for our live coverage of this event on air. We, of course, will be following what is going on with this situation. We'll have updates live at 10, also on our website, 3newsnow.com. Thank you so much for watching KMTV 3 News Now.